friends, and welcome to another video lesson from VBOS Talks. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified of new uploads. We're in the playlist called Excel Formulas, and here we'll be learning how to do multiplication in Excel formulas. As you know, when you start making an Excel formula, you will have to enter an equal sign in your cell, and that's how you start making an Excel formula. So we'll be looking at a few scenarios that are typical of multiplication, and do take note that whatever parameters or principles that that surround the operation of multiplication in mathematics will be true. It will apply even in Excel. Okay, so the first scenario is number times number, meaning it's a numeric value multiplied by a numeric value. Okay, let's see, and the result will be supposed to be a number also. Okay, so we'll practice that in this field over here. Okay, I will do equals and then enter a numeric value. Instead of clicking on this, I will just enter a numeric value for your illustration purposes. And then the operator for multiplication is not the x, but it's an asterisk. That will mean multiplication. Okay, and then the second value I'll enter 116, and then I will just press my enter key. So you see the result 29,000, but when you navigate to that cell and then you go to your formula bar, you will see the formula equals 250 times 116. Again, the operator for multiplication is not the letter x, but an asterisk. Okay, so this is the first scenario, number times number, and it results to a number, which is shown here. Second scenario is number multiplied by a cell reference, or conversely, cell reference multiplied by a number. They work the same. Okay, so I will begin with an equal sign and then enter this numeric value, 329, and then x instead of x, multiplication, asterisk, and then cell reference. What I mean is you will click your mouse on this cell, which I want to use as my second factor in this multiplication. Okay, and it automatically grabs the cell address of that cell, which is F4, and places it in the field, in the cell. And then when I enter, it shows the result of the multiplication of the operation. But when I navigate to that field, it will show me in the formula bar the formula, which is equal to a numeric value multiplied by a cell reference or a cell address. Okay, so that's the second example. And as you can see, it will work in the same manner. The only difference is that this first formula is a hard-coded one, which is not so advisable because it's not so dynamic. It's not dynamic, while the second one is partly dynamic because you're making use of a cell reference or cell address. The third example we'll be looking at is using a cell reference multiplied by a cell reference, okay, or a cell address multiplied by a cell address. So again, we begin with entering an equal sign, and then instead of typing 111, which this value here in E3, I will just click on that. Sorry, E5, and then multiplication using asterisk, and then my second factor in this multiplication will again be a cell address. I will click on this cell over here and then just close it off by pressing the enter key. Okay, it will show you the product, the result of that operation. But when I navigate to that field or cell, it will show me in the address, in the formula bar, the formula, which is equal to E5, which is a cell address, multiplied by F5, which is another cell address of cell reference. Okay, so we've seen three examples of scenarios on how to do multiplication in Excel formulas. Number times number, number times a cell reference, cell address, and cell reference times cell reference. Okay, so that is, I hope it's clear. Okay, in this example, we are doing this computation of area. I'm this imaginary example of computing area, of course, by multiplying length by width. So length times width equals area. Okay, so in the next three examples, we'll be looking at other scenarios that may not be, it's good to know because it's still in line with the principles of mathematics in multiplication. Okay, the first is multiplying or multiplication with 0, which results to a 0. Okay, so 912 times 0. So I will enter an equal sign, and then I will click on this as my first factor, and then my asterisk as my multiplication operator, and then this as my second factor of the multiplication. Okay. And then when I enter that, you can see that the result is 0. It's not an error, it's just the normal or expected output when you do multiplication in even in Excel or in mathematics in general. Okay. When you multiply something with 0, it results to 0. Okay. The second example we'll be looking at, which is scenario number 5, is multiplying with a negative number, which would result to another negative number. So it's here. Okay, so I'll begin with by entering the equal sign and then click on this to get the cell address of that in here, E9, and then my operator is an asterisk, and then I will click on this second factor that I want to use in this operation, and then when I press my enter key, it gives you a negative value, precisely because one of the factors is a negative value. Of course, we know in mathematics, if both of them are negative, then it results to a positive, but it's another conversation. So I'm giving you the scenario. I'm just showing you that whatever is the normal or the expected behavior of multiplication in mathematics will apply here as well in Excel, okay? Negative times positive equals negative, or positive times negative is also resulting to a negative, okay? The sixth scenario we'll be looking at is multiplying with a non-numeric value. Why am I showing this? Because just for us to know that this also will result to an error, okay? Because it may be obvious to many, but it's good to know that it will not work no matter how hard you try, okay? So in this example, I'll be trying to multiply a numeric value 3255 by a non-numeric value. In fact, it's alphanumeric. It may have a number in there, 5, but it's also alphanumeric. So, okay, let's start. Equals this cell, and then again, the operator is an asterisk, and then I will try to multiply it with this cell over here, which has the value of 5m, which is not numeric at all. So I will enter, and it results to a value error, okay? So you can see that whatever the principles, whatever are the parameters, whatever is the expected was the norm in multiplication, in mathematics in general, will apply as well in Excel. Okay, so we have looked at 6 scenarios, which are the most common ones, I believe, in multiplication as they are used in Excel formulas. Okay, thank you for watching and listening. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.